So how much does it cost to live in northern Spain? Today, we're gonna hang out with Toby and Lindsay, a couple who did my Move to Spain masterclass and a couple of years ago moved to Getxo, this town here, which is near Bilbao in northern Spain. They moved with their two boys, aged 12 and 14. And they're spending about 8,700 euros for their lifestyle. And they're gonna generously take us line by line through their budget, and they're gonna show us exactly what kind of lifestyle they're getting for the money they're spending. Plus, they're gonna give us a tour of their beautiful penthouse apartment, which has views of the sea. All right, let's go and meet them and get into it. Okay, guys, well, thank you for agreeing to do this, opening your book for your books, your account books for everyone, because I think it gives people a great insight into what, life in Spain costs, and, the idea is what life in Spain is like. So I thought it might be nice to start off and just, very briefly, like, Lindsay, when did you guys move here? Where did you move from? Fill us in a little bit.
So we're from Mountain View, California, and we moved here about 2.5 years ago, 2.25 years ago.
Yeah.
In 2022, right? Summer.
What motivated the move?
Well, Lindsay asked if I wanted to live abroad for a while, and it was just sort of a general question. And okay, well, what's the motivation? Work on our Spanish and just shake up our lives. And
has it been successful in shaking up your lives?
Absolutely, it's fantastic. A lot of new things going on.
Did you know about the Basque country, Bilbao, when you decided to move here, or was that part of the discovery process?
It was part of the discovery. We did a road trip around Spain, which is a fantastic way to see any country.
Yeah.
We drove from Barcelona to San Sebastian to Madrid and fell in love with Basque country right away.
So the first line we've got is groceries, like food and toiletries, and you've put your monthly cost. Obviously, all these costs are going to be for a family of 2 adults and one teenage and one almost teenage boy, right? 2 boys.
Two growing boys.
2 growing boys, exactly. So we have that context. So you've put 1,000 euros. Tell us where you're buying your food and what does that look like?
There are many supermarkets around, including one directly under the building, which is great for, on the way home, pick up a few things for dinner. And about 20 minutes away by car, we have a Costco.
Oh, a Costco. Okay. There are a few Costco. I've never been to a Costco, but I know there's a few, and there's one in Madrid, I think.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? Is it just mainly like Americans shopping there, or are there Spaniards, or?
I think it feels just like American Costco, but with more European products. And they definitely have some imported stuff, like peanut butter from the US.
You can get your Skippy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's essential.
Do you miss anything from back home that you can't get?
Yeah, a little bit. I think we've really tried hard to just sort of use what's here.
Yeah.
And I know some people just have to have a certain thing, like the chunky peanut butter or something.
Yeah.
But generally, we've just adapted to what's here.
Okay, cool. So 1,000 for eating out. 1,000 for groceries a month. Eating out 1,000 as well. So a lot of eating out obviously happens in Spain. Talk us through that. Like, how often are you eating out? Where are you eating out? What kind of places?
To be clear, that also includes the little trip to the bakery. The kids want a treat. The things they like there. Or if they want to grab some chuches or a soda or something like this at the store. It's kind of all the food out other than grocery.
Sure. Okay.
So in there, we love to go socialize with friends. Pinchos up here in the north.
Yeah, the local version of tapas.
Sometimes we'll go out for lunch.
Okay.
Like a menú del día.
Yeah.
And that costs anywhere 14 to 17
Yeah, it's incredibly
euros.
expensive.
Three course.
Three courses. Your first, your second, your dessert includes the bread and the wine.
Wine or beer if you want it. Yeah.
Sometimes we'll go out to dinner. I have a group of friends who are half expats, half locals. And those tend to be a little bit more expensive because it's not the fixed price little lunch menu. It's a dinner menu, or we're sharing dishes and stuff. And so that'll be a little.
So I'd love to talk about property costs. You guys have got your freehold, right? So you bought this apartment, you renovated it. So if you're willing to share, would you share the what it cost to buy this and what it cost to renovate and kind of what you did?
The price of the house was 600,000.
Okay.
And you know that we bought the house for the Golden Visa investor program
Yeah.
to get us to Spain. And then in the remodeling, you know, we've kind of done almost everything here end to end. Around 100,000.
Okay.
Of which about half of that was in the kitchen.
And you know, yeah, for context, those watching at home, you know, at the time of recording, the Golden Visa, where if you spend 500,000 or more on a home, the actual purchase price, not including the taxes, in Spain, you can get a residence permit to live here, about to disappear, we believe. By the time this comes out, maybe it's disappeared. Okay, so the house, 600,000 plus some taxes and fees, and then you spend 100 on the renovation. And you did, you know, from what I can see. I'd love you to give me a tour. Can we have a look around and see kind of how that played out?
Yeah,
All right, let's do that.
Wow, this is super light filled.
This is our salon. It's a quite a big space. We spend a lot of time here. We incorporated the terrace when we remodeled the house.
Okay, so there was a terrace along here.
Yeah, this is the terrace, and there were doors, and it was kind of hiding this incredible view. So we wanted to incorporate it. All of this.
It's huge. I mean, this is just such a beautiful living space.
It is, yeah. Well, the other thing is the sofa. Started out here like normal. And then the first Christmas here. We pushed it back to have some more room, and it just kind of stayed there.
It stayed there.
Yeah.
We have a foam football that the kids play football in.
Okay, so this is the football pitch as well.
This is it.
I see a little kitty. So.
Her name is Sriracha. She's
Sriracha.
about 2 months old, maybe.
All right, she's gonna scratch it. Okay, I'll keep away from the cat.
Maybe she'll be sleeping later.
Yeah.
She adopted us recently, so that's you know, another expense to put in the budget.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So you see our photo wall. When we were living in California, when the kids were babies, I was printing out photos every couple months and putting them on the clips and exchanging them every season or so. So when we moved here, my brother-in-law had gifted us a set of the strings with the little clips and brought a bunch of pictures from California. And so we still have some of the like heartfelt moments from California with the grandparents and some of the good friends. But now, bit by bit, it includes all of our memories from the things that we have done here in our...
I see your football, so tell us about you've gone totally native, right?
Absolutely. We love Athletic Club Bilbao. We go to a bunch of games here in Bilbao. And then our local team is Arenas Club, which is just a few blocks away from here. And then the other local team across the river, Sestao.
And you go as a family to the games? Is that,
Yeah, sometimes we split up, father-son or mother-son, or sometimes just you disappear. Sometimes the girls go out, father-mother. But sometimes the four of us go.
Okay. I see a lot of instruments, your instruments down here. Guitar.
We like making noise, so we've got...
you show me.
A bit of keyboard and synthesizer. This is the Basque instrument, the chalaparta. And my drum from Batucada.
Which these are, I mean, obviously the keyboard that you were into that, but you've learned the drum setup while you're here, or both of you?
Yeah, I play the chalaparta in a weekly group, and we played on mountaintops and in little neighborhoods up and down here.
Which I feel like is a lesson in how to integrate, right? Get into the local community, do the local things,
absolutely.
Learn something.
The first time I heard the chalaparta was actually at the Athletic Club game, and it was over in the corner, and they were playing before the game, and I said, I'm gonna learn that. And so sometimes we take the chalaparta down to the plaza down here in the neighborhood and play the chalaparta there with the locals.
Just here.
Yeah. We take the chalaparta down to the plaza and set it up, and kids love to come by and bang on the sticks.
I love it's kind of a lesson in integration what you guys are doing. Why don't you show me briefly? I love it. Amazing. Wow. This is I'm guessing the kitchen wasn't like this when you...
It was not. There was a bedroom here. And the bathroom connected. And when I saw the space, I thought, well, we'll change it a little bit. And I had the idea to remove the bedroom and kind of go with what we have here. So we've got a big island and our eating kitchen and a nice place to cook because I like cooking.
I mean, this is it's a beautiful kitchen. So it's kind of, quote unquote American style, you would say.
People will call it an American kitchen, right?
Yeah, this is what cocina americana.
And the American refrigerator with the ice dispenser.
Okay, yeah. We don't see many Spanish houses with an ice dispenser.
No, a friend of ours has a little kid and he loves to come over and get ice because it's such a novelty.
It's such a novelty.
And I think there was a run on ice last year with the cost of electricity, so we always
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've had our ice here.
Can we have a look inside? Like everyone loves a fridge
Right.
tour.
It's a big fridge.
It's okay. So you brought your American fridge style. Yeah. You got the ice dispenser and eggs in the fridge, I see.
Yeah, well...
Not very European.
No, I mean, we know that they can stay out, but
Yeah.
we just put them there because that's where we used to keep them in California, and so we just think to go there for the eggs, and that way they're not sitting out on the counters. Yeah.
Hang on, you don't get away that easy.
Okay, I know.
What am I seeing here? I'm impressed.
You like the Basque peppers?
Basque peppers.
Yeah.
I was going to call them piledon pepper.
Yeah, similar.
Similar.
Around here, they normally say pimentos de Guernica.
They're Guernica. So you just fry these a little bit.
Yeah,
And
they're the same as padron.
We have our plates and our cups in drawers, which we've never had before. We've always had them up in cupboards.
in cabinets.
But with these, it didn't work, and these were too high, and this is what they were supposed to. So we actually really like it.
So we have a good collection of spices and a little bit of drinks here.
Oh, here we go. The drinks cabinet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you want an Aperol Spritz, or maybe I think you like vermouth.
I have a reputation.
Okay.
What is this?
This are homemade pacharan, which is a Basque drink made with sloe berries.
Slow gin, right? Slow
berries.
Slow berries.
Yeah, it has an anise base, and then it has a bit of vanilla, coffee beans.
So this is
a water bottle.
Okay, yeah. So you made this at
I
22.
did, and this one too. Yeah, it takes, they say, 9 months to age, and this is kind of refilled a few times. But
Wow.
this is my current batch. That's
When do you drink that?
that's sitting. 9 months. I think it's like a baby. You just have to wait until it's.
So it's not ready yet.
No, this has been some months now. But the berries are from a friend's farm about an hour or two away from
How do
here.
you meet this friend? Like, who is it?
It was through one of the local WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
Met him and he invited us to his village, and
Yeah.
just happened to be Fiesta weekend in the tiny village.
And he showed you how to. He showed you how to make
He
it.
told me how to make it,
Yeah.
and we picked the berries ourselves.
Oh,
He
wow.
said, "Do you want to come to my village?
Oh, yeah.
Because I need help picking the apples that are in my family's orchard because they're going to go bad otherwise."
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's there right now this weekend picking
Okay.
apples.
And he's Basque.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
"Yeah,
Very cool.
Yeah.
The fact is, you have light on all sides, on three sides of the.
We do. It's the set of buildings is like a triangle, and we're at the end.
Yeah.
So you've got this open terrace here.
And since I was a kid and took my first travels with my family to Europe
Yeah.
and saw all the window boxes with all the red geraniums,
Yeah.
I finally have red geraniums
You finally
now.
have red geraniums, and they're pretty easy to keep geraniums,
They are.
right? They even
They are.
survive in Madrid.
They are.
All right, let's keep going through. This is the pets room.
The pet room and a bit of hobbies, and this is the extra bedroom, the
Okay.
fourth bedroom.
This is where I'm staying. I'm going to be down with the hamster. Oh, it's a guinea pig.
The guinea pigs, yeah, that's Nico.
Is Nico going to bite me?
No, he doesn't bite. He's a little shy, but he won't bite.
Hello, Nico.
tell them about their names."
And then Inyaki's inside the hut.
Inyaki's
yeah, I
in
don't know if you know the names, but these are two brothers on the athletic club team.
Okay, it's
The
a football
kids-
reference, which again, I am useless
Correct.
with football, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
the kids came up with it. So Inyaki and Nico are the
Okay.
two brothers. So we've got the two brothers here.
Which is again another sign of the process of integration takes effort, right? It's like even naming your pets after something local, it's all these little drops of water to kind of build up the sense of being a part of the community.
Yeah, we wanted to give them local names. The fully enclosed terrace where we have storage of things, bikes, and we have a couple of our bikes here. And then sports and hobbies and a bit of storage, a bunch of, boogie boards and things for the beach. A little bit of my paints for my painting hobby.
Was this closed off, this terrace, when you?
Yeah, this is just like it was, except now with new windows and new floor.
Oh, we got the bath. So the bathrooms, you guys redid.
Yeah, fully remodel both bathrooms. It's fairly simple. I think kind of goes with the theme of the house, which is
I love the
simple
tiles.
and uncluttered and clean.
Yeah. One of the boys' rooms.
Yeah, this is Cooper's room, our teenager. It's quite clean.
14, right?
He's 14 right now. Yeah, he's really into football. Also, we've got a signed jersey that we won at the kids' school auction.
Your room. Okay.
Yeah, so the rooms are getting slightly bigger. It's nice with the morning light, the sunrise is kind of over the hill here. And it's just, again, really nice and clean and simple. It's not cluttered, it's bright. And
Our last room, we can show you where the kids are. Kids, we're coming in. It's been Lego playtime.
Okay, Lego playtime.
kitty cat.
Hey
And
kids.
The cat's in here.
And the cat's in here.
She's
Gonna
room.
probably scratch me like you did
No,
earlier.
she's
Oh, there we
very
go.
friendly. She's friendly.
She's
Huh?
play biting at the moment.
She's biting?
Play biting.
Play biting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they call it these days. And then this leads out to the. Have we been out here? This is the other
Yeah,
side.
this is the terrace off the
Ah, that's right. We
kitchen
walked
bedroom.
past. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
It's nice to have some access here to the outside.
You guys drink your coffee out there in the mornings? Is that your colacao?
And some more local art. This is Cooper's art, so he's also exploring artwork here.
Oh wow!
And then son of a friend painted this for my birthday a few weeks ago.
I love how you guys have filled this house with your life, your personality, and mixed it with also the personality of where you've moved to.
Absolutely. Yeah, we brought very little with us from California, and so we kind of had to fill the house with new things. Didn't want to fill it too much.
Yeah.
We were trying to avoid clutter, and it's kind of been nice. I think one thing that's helped us here is having less here has allowed us to explore a lot of new things.
Yeah.
And not to feel tied to being stuck in the house, like, oh, I have this thing, I have to do this thing, have to use this thing that I have. Instead, we're out on the streets a lot more and socializing.
Okay, well, it's a beautiful place you have here. I mean, I love these incredible views, the light. I mean, it's kind of a dream place for me, and to be honest. The light all around, right? Sometimes the trap or the challenge is getting an apartment in Spain that has this amount of light.
When I came in to see the house, it was quite dark. Curtains and old windows and wood, and things were kind of shut down. I don't know if it's a Spanish way, is just sort of keep things close and dark, but I kind of saw through a lot of that and sort of had this vision of how the house could be.
Okay.
And we didn't necessarily want to go through a big remodel, but the next best thing we saw was sort of like 10 years remodel and outdated already and falling apart. And
the process of finding this place, you say, and you got them to knock down the price. So did you have some help with that? How did that go?
We did.
Yeah.
You referred us to Natalia. She literally helped us with everything. From when I visited to look at housing, she took me to Bilbao to the extranjería to get my NIE. She took me to the bank. She said, here's my bank. Do you want to use the bank? Okay. Open an account. She introduced me to a real estate agent. And we saw about 10 different places. This is maybe one of the last ones that we saw, and I kind of knew right away that this would be the one.
I should give some context for everyone watching back at home that Lindsay and Toby were in my Move to Spain masterclass, and through that I introduced them to a woman called Natalia who lives here, who acted as a relocation agent. A relocation agent is someone who, when you move to Spain, is really going to help you get set up in a community. They're going to help you open a bank. They're going to help get your kids into school. They're a jack of all trades. They'll help connect you with people if you're looking for an apartment to rent, for example, or in this case, buy. And they're so key because they're local and they can kind of set you up in so many ways. So also, if you're curious about getting help with your move to Spain, if you click in the description below, I've got a link through to my recommended professionals, which includes relocation agents, real estate agents, tax attorneys, a whole bunch of other people that can help you. They're vetted professionals that can help you on your journey. And the renovation, Lindsay, how was that process? Like, originally that wasn't part of the plan. Toby convinced you to do it.
Like, wait, so we just bought this place and now we have to put more money into it? Or renovating is a headache, right?
Totally.
It's like, really, do we have to do all of this? But because of Natalia, she has a friend who has the kitchen shop. And so within the 1 week that he was visiting here, they already talked with the kitchen guy, had drawn up some plans, talked to the other contractor guy who did most of the other work, and had started a plan. And by the time we moved here, what was it, 6 weeks later, they had already done 3 or 4 weeks worth of work. They had already torn apart the kitchen. They were already putting together the kitchen when
Basque
we moved
efficiency.
Yeah, day one they tore down that kitchen wall.
Really efficient.
And started working.
And then by mid-September, they had pretty much finished all of the renovation except for the bathrooms. We did those bit by bit.
And so you also have some other expenses here. $655 a month, which I believe is comunidad, like the HOA, property insurance, and property tax. So take me through, if you remember, which part of that is the HOA?
The HOA is like a $349 as a regular monthly assessment right now. There's like a special assessment for another $124, but it kind of varies depending on the work being done.
If the elevator needs a repair or...
Yeah, absolutely. That gets a monthly maintenance. We have a portero who mops and cleans in the common areas, as well as taking out the trash if we put it outside the door. And then they recently installed like a small elevator, like a wheelchair lift, because many places around here just have stairs up to the elevator. And so it's really the elevators for convenience of getting to your floor. It's not for handicap. But they put this little lift in, so that was an extra assessment. And of course, while they're working on that, they ran into a problem. Then they have to, increase. And
heating, you said, is included in your...
Absolutely. So this is one thing we don't pay for, is extra for, is the heating, because there's a central boiler for the buildings,
which is getting less and less common in Spain now. That the heating, used to be included in your HOA in buildings, but it was when I first moved to Spain 12 years ago. But more and more now, it's moving to individual payments for apartments. But it's interesting that you've got that still included.
The other two costs are a little bit of insurance,
owner's insurance,
insurance on the house, and there was one more on the list.
Property tax.
Property tax. So that's just under $1,000 per year. Compared to California, it is very little.
So we've got that. We've got those costs. Next up, electricity and gas. So there's no gas because you've got your heating included, and you haven't got gas in the kitchen. So electricity, $118 a month. So that's just running your lights and everything.
Yeah, and that's an average of the past year.
So we've got water, 77, just your water, right? You're not watering a garden, so just...
Not really. Lindsay has those flowers outside, but that's laundry and dishwasher, and that's also hot and cold water. Not including the hot water that runs the radiators, but it's our usage of hot and cold.
So mobile phone and internet, you've got €100 a month here. So what have you got? Fiber, 4 mobile phones, TV?
Yeah, we have fiber here. We have now 4 phones, although one kid's not using his, and television service, which is, we don't use that much. I mean, we have streaming otherwise. But as far as just the live TV, so for football or from watching to learn Spanish, watching un serie or whatever,
Your internet connection, it's strong?
It's incredibly fast. I think we're, close to the gig speed. There's fiber.
Does 100 seem like a lot cheaper for that package of things compared to back home?
I think it's a lot cheaper. Yeah, we were paying $90 per line in California for the 2. The kids didn't have phones then. And then internet on top of that. And I think we had TV for a while, but canceled it due to streaming. But I mean, going from $250 down to 90 something, 100.
So hobbies, 800 a month. So talk me through, what is, Lindsay, what's in those 800 euros? What do you, you've got kids who are doing things, you guys are doing things.
So I take guitar lessons, and I take paddle classes, and another exercise class. 2 different other exercise classes. So that's been one of the things. Before I was starting to work, I had lots of time during the day to do a lot of exercise classes, which helped me feel good and helped me work on my language, because all of those activities are all in Spanish.
Just briefly, Lindsay mentioned working. For clarity, she's currently working as a private school teacher locally, and Toby has taken some time off work but is looking at starting a business here in Getxo. Remember, the golden visa that they came on includes work permission. Okay, let's get back to their hobbies.
What else is in there, Toby? I know you're a musician as well.
A lot of music. I am playing the Chalaparta every week in the class. It's inexpensive. This one, $10 a month they asked for, like a donation. The drumming is $25 a month. I thrive on learning new things.
Interesting.
So I saw a flyer at a local shop for learn how to crochet. And I thought, well, this is a great thing. Like, I'm interested, I'm curious, and I know it'll be in Spanish. And so it's like just forced Spanish practice.
Yeah.
And so now I like to crochet.
It shows also people that there's not one way to do something, right? It's like you kind of got to find your way to engage in the community, and you've been taking up, all these local instruments and things like that. And what I noticed, through our house tour, which was wonderful, is, you said you didn't bring a lot of things, and so you've been able to work in what you're discovering in this region into your home, whether it's posters on the wall or pictures or artwork or whatever, right?
And that has led me to giving it a try at San Mamés before the football game.
Yeah.
Playing the Talaparta on top of a mountain for the mountain climbing club's anniversary.
Yeah.
Just to get out and do things.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just sort of become like, if somebody says they want to do something, okay.
Yeah.
It's just a yes to everything, because there's just adventure all over here.
I like that word yes. It's like when you're in the initial stages of a move, you have to be a yes person. It's like when you start a business, you have to say yes to all possible clients. But you guys, you have to be yes people. Like, do you want to go out? Even if you don't really feel like it a little bit, yes. Because you don't know where it's going to go. You got to force it, and get out there. So I think you guys are an example, just in my experience of meeting a lot of people through the masterclass and things like that just an incredible example of getting out there, connecting with the local community. Guys, just quickly, if you're curious about moving to Spain, I wanted to let you know that I run free monthly webinars all about that, all about moving to Spain, covering the big topics, tax, healthcare, immigration, real estate, and I run them with leading experts. And the next one's coming up, and it's called Buying Your Dream Home in Valencia 101. And it's about that, all the information you need to know if you're looking to buy a home, an apartment, a house in Valencia. Even if you're not interested in moving to Valencia specifically or buying a home in Valencia, I think you should come along anyway, because you're just going to learn information about what it means to successfully move to Spain. And all you need to do if you want to sign up is go to www.spainrevealed.com/webinar or click the link down in the description below. And guys, if you're watching this video and the webinar has already happened, don't worry, there's more upcoming free Move to Spain webinars. So just head to that page, spainrevealed.com/webinar, and sign up, and I'll let you know when another one's coming up. Okay, let's get back to Lindsay and Toby and their cost of living. So coming back to that budget, we've got the 800 for hobbies. What else is there anything else in there?
It also includes like personal trainer.
Yeah, okay.
And so we go out to, well, I don't say clubbing, discoteca.
Yeah, I saw clubbing you wrote here, and I was like...
Yeah, I just put this for lack of a better word, but really discoteca, rave, just things out.
Is this like at 3 a.m. you're like raving in Bilbao? Or?
Yeah, or all night.
Both of you, or is this just Toby?
Just me.
I like the summer fiestas when everybody's out on the street dancing way too late.
And it's easy to stay out till 6 a.m. at these. Yeah. Especially if it's in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You don't fight it. You just go along with it.
Well, you can't sleep anyway. I mean, you probably could because of the windows. But you got to stay out. Right?
Just go. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that you're clubbing. I can't. Yeah. I feel. I feel very old suddenly.
And that's not like every Saturday night.
So next one we've got a line here is professionals. Tax help, legal help, Spanish tutor, $250 a month. So tell us kind of what's in there. We've got very disparate things. You've talked about Spanish, so you've been taking classes.
I think it includes a couple of main things. One is tax preparation, which we deal with in California. Yeah. This is like $1,000 to $1,200 per year for somebody to deal with all of that.
Because you remain tax residents of the States because for citizens.
For now, we're going to
you might do an exit in the future?
Well, not official, but California is a sticky state where, this is probably some good advice if you're moving abroad for good or a time. Exit one of those 5 or something states. And
do you think it's something that people should, there's a lot of fear around moving to Spain because of tax. People know that maybe the cost of living is going to go down or can go down. Do you think it's fair enough to have this sort of tax fear, or is it not as big a deal or just depends?
Taxes are higher here in Basque
I think
country.
a little bit higher, but there's of course a treaty.
What's that?
There's a treaty, right? So you're not going to pay double the taxes in the two
US,
countries.
Spain, yes, you're not paying double tax.
I think also, like I said, we're still figuring it out, so I don't know. Even if we have to pay more here, I think with the lifestyle that we've established, even if it ends up being more, like we don't know, even if it ends up being more, I think it's worth it. And
you've offset some with the cost of living. I mean, even your property tax is a lot less, for example.
I think so too.
Moving right down, we've got entertainment, 436. Streaming subs, you've put athletic club matches, clubbing, Guggenheim Museum membership.
We started going to all of the matches at the athletic club stadium,
The
San
football
Mamés.
matches.
Yep. And that's been super fun. That was a good motivational thing for our older son, especially, because he loved going to those matches. Really.
Yeah. You had here also the Guggenheim. You had an annual membership to the Guggenheim. So how's that? Have you guys been going regularly or?
During different periods, we either go a lot more or less, but we take all of our visitors there because that's one of the big tourist attractions here in Bilbao.
Yeah.
But then also they offer membership like classes and tours, like a tour of the exhibition. Their yoga. We've done yoga in the museum.
In the Guggenheim.
In the Guggenheim.
Yeah, it was fun.
One time. It was super fun.
Transportation. First of all, there's public transport, right? So using public transport to get around and how is that here?
So we take the metro a good amount, a lot more when we're going into Bilbao.
How long is that from here if you're going on the metro?
18 minutes.
Okay, so super close.
But it's only, is it 50 cents? 70
It's
cents.
under 50 cents. And if you're going into Bilbao, they charge like another 8 cents on the way out. So it's like 50 cents to go one way in or out of town. It's nothing.
And so you're using, and I think Lindsay, Toby mentioned you use the bike system,
Yep,
the
they
municipal
have
bike system.
a city e-bike system now. It used to be non-e-bike, but then they switched it all over to e-bike.
Okay.
And it's like 15 cents for half an hour.
Okay.
And
So
then
cheap.
it goes up more after that, but your first little thing. I take the bike to work.
You also have a car.
A car is not a necessity here.
Yeah.
The metro is incredible. There are buses, there are trams, etc. You can get anywhere on public transportation, but it takes more time. For us, the car has been a convenience more than anything.
Yeah. Kind of between this and the next one, travel in Europe.
Yeah, we've been on a ton of adventures.
Which is a big motivator for people to move to Spain. Often it's like the closeness to
Everything
Europe.
feels really close. Like
From the United States.
Yeah. Like we went to Amsterdam for a weekend. We went to Cairo for a week during spring break.
So you're really enjoying this proximity. You're taking advantage of this proximity to Europe.
Cooper went to Geneva on a school trip.
For school.
For school. It's amazing.
Yeah. You think of that growing up in California, right? For me, growing up in New Zealand, we did school trips to the museum, but a school trip to Geneva, that's mind-blowing.
His second week in school, they took a bus trip to France.
Yeah, to France to practice French, but...
Yeah. I love it. So there was also a separate line, travel getaways, which kind of overlaps a little bit. You had, for transportation, you had 630, which included all of that.
Yeah.
Then travel getaways, 1,333. You got some camping and glamping. Obviously, you've done some trips, but the big one that jumped out to me is the 2 round trips to the US. So 4 people, 4 adults.
It's required.
Yeah.
Right? We have to see family. Many
Grandparents.
people have visited us. Yeah, the kids need to see the grandparents. Grandparents need to see the grandkids. It can be close to $6,000 per round trip. And we try to cut it, but you can't really get it for under 5.
Health insurance, 300. So health insurance and dental. So full coverage. Obviously, you needed that for the visa.
Yeah, we have the private insurance.
Okay. Have you used it so far?
Yeah, quite a bit.
It's good?
Just regular checkups, little problems. It's
great.
really easy.
Really?
The clinics are all around.
Yeah.
And because of the visa requirement, there's 0 deductible.
Yeah.
And I think we're paying something like 1/10 of the cost of what we paid in California. Fortunately, it was covered by a lot of her school.
Okay.
But still, it's a very, very small cost compared to
$3,600 a year.
Yeah.
Full cover health insurance for a family of 4.
Yeah,
it's
it seems
pretty
It
good.
used to be like that every month.
like
Yeah.
3,000 per month or something. Yeah.
Just other insurance here. You've got life insurance, 134 for
We're
both of
maintaining
you.
that in the U.S.
What's that? Sorry.
We're maintaining that.
Okay, so that's
in
your
the-
US one that's included
Yeah,
here.
I didn't even consider switching it over to here.
Yeah.
I know you wrote something about that.
I have life insurance here since we had had our daughter. It's different. I don't know what it's like in the US, but from what I understand, you can't just it's more expensive here. In the States, you can get a policy for anything for huge amounts of money and not pay a lot. Here, it's more connected to what you own. It's not like people just come up with amounts of money and insure it.
I'm just curious why hers is 1/3 of what mine is.
Yeah, I can't answer that. Clothing and shoes, 433. As you've said here, clothing and shoes for us 4 with 2 growing boys, right? I guess the growing boys are a big chunk there.
Yeah,
right?
their shoe sizes are between hers and mine now.
Yeah.
Shoes too was
Yeah.
a big part of the budget, especially initially, because we were all of a sudden walking a whole lot more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we were going through shoes more, or trying to find the right shoes more. And
Interesting.
Yeah,
I
our
mean, I
shoe
think
budget was higher than it used to
On
be in
average,
California.
we're probably buying one pair of shoes for somebody in the family every month.
Yeah.
Right. And then clothes. I mean, that also included maybe a jersey for athletic club.
Yeah.
A little bit more than just regular clothes.
A little bit of merchandise as well.
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I found it difficult to find my size of clothes here.
Interesting.
Especially shirts.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm in the US, I might do a little bit more shopping and bring it back.
So pets, 75 euros, 2 guinea pigs and a kitten. So these are recent additions, I get the feeling, or,
The kitten we've had for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
who's been running around over
And
here.
she's asleep now.
And the guinea pigs have
They're
been around
super
for-
easy, low maintenance.
Buy a big bag of hay for a few euros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy, the bag of kibble stuff. But
Yeah. They're really pretty easy, low maintenance, just a little cleanup.
Okay, we've got a couple more items here. Kids, so schools. So 1,116. You've got 2 boys at concertado schools. So yeah, for context, there's public schools in Spain, there's private schools in Spain, and in the middle is a concept called concertado, which is like semi-private, right? You pay a little bit, but not as much as you would pay for private. I guess maybe before we get into schools, anything for people moving with kids, and any tips or ideas, or how it's been for you guys, the learning curve.
I think there's also a lot to consider when moving to Basque country.
Okay, language.
Because as you say, the public school called Ikastola is in Basque.
Yeah.
With like a Spanish class for language.
Yeah.
And that's really the majority of the schools here now.
Yeah.
You have private options, which is essentially 4 here. There's American, British, the French, and the German.
And those are quite expensive.
Yeah.
Relatively.
Yeah.
Well,
Still
not
quite-
like California.
Not like California.
Okay, yeah.
I would say like
I got to
a
remind her,
fourth
I'm
of the
talking to
cost.
Californians, I'm talking to Americans here. Yeah.
Yeah, but public school's free, but then it's in Basque language.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that if that's what the
But that's
kids
a
want.
huge.
But that would have been
thing
a
for the
whole
kids.
other thing for us to deal with here. And our goal was really to work on Castellano.
Yeah.
Originally, I hadn't wanted to send them to the American school. We
Yeah.
don't need. When we're from
Yeah.
America, we don't
Yeah.
need to send them to the American
Yeah.
school. But it became the school where we could just sign them up.
Yeah.
Just the
it
admissions
wouldn't
process was
interrupt
just
their-
easy.
To
We
sign up?
didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't own a place. We didn't live here yet. We didn't have an address here. We couldn't enroll in school yet. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to move here without knowing where the kids were going to go to school.
Yeah.
That sounded scary.
Yeah.
So actually getting them organized in the American school is one of the first things that we had
Yeah.
secure and
It
figured
was
out
really
here.
the best choice.
Yeah.
The boys have since changed from the American school and are now in a concertado school, which is that semi-private type. This will enable them to be surrounded by more Spanish language.
And how have the kids, sometimes, if you're moving with a 1-year-old, it's one thing, but, from the language perspective, you're moving, 10 and 12-year-old or about there. Yeah, I don't know. How was that transition language-wise?
Interesting.
A little bumpy.
It's
Yeah.
really helped us, I think, work better together because we really had to work on a lot of these things.
Yeah.
I would recommend to everyone with kids to read any book about third culture kids.
Okay.
Because
Third
it will
culture
help you
kids.
think about those things that you have to think about
Yeah.
and strengthening the family bond and
Yeah.
really supporting the kids when they may have no one else.
282, the last expense here for storage in California. Something, again, people forget, you've got
Yeah.
stuff back there, you got to
Yeah, we
store.
left behind essentially our house full of
Yeah.
stuff, into storage,
Yeah.
and moved to Spain with 11 bags on the airplane. We
Wow.
didn't really want to ship everything because the plan was just a short stay here.
Yeah.
This was going to be temporary.
It was going to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
temporary,
yeah, right.
and now we're talking about clearing out the storage to get rid of that expense.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't know yet, but that's the idea right now.
Is there any kind of parting advice you would give to someone considering moving to Spain? Like, what do you wish you knew before you made this move? I don't know, Lindsay, what occurs to you?
I was really scared to do it.
Yeah.
And originally, like Toby said, it was my idea to come here. So
Yeah.
wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, but that means that I
Yeah.
have to make my job and then my family and then my
Yeah.
house and this sounds hard.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that we've
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah.
I feel good here.
Yeah.
But when Lindsay said, "Do you want to go abroad?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
It's just my willingness to
Yeah.
shake things up.
Yeah.
And I think people have to have that open mindset to be able to change things.
Yeah.
But also, just if you have that, then you just enjoy everything You know, even if things are a challenge, right? The first year can be, let's say, tough to get settled, but it's really just new challenges to overcome and to learn from. You know, and so just having that right mindset and helping the kids have that mindset, just like, okay, it's another puzzle to solve.
As I jumped on the train to head back to Madrid, I realized I hadn't asked Toby an important question. You see, the budget of 8,700 euros a month reflects Toby and Lindsay's family size and lifestyle. But I realized a lot of people watching this video may be wondering if it's possible to live in Bilbao for less. So I sent Toby a message to ask him, and here's what he sent me back.
For sure, it's possible to live here on a lower budget. I think this area has a similar cost of living to places like Madrid or Barcelona. We have our lifestyle choices, such as flying to the US twice a year to visit family, putting the kids in a concertado school, going to a personal trainer, and going out often for dinners and social time with friends. Not everyone has these things, and they may have other expenses that we don't. Everyone lives differently, and that's the value of making a budget and evaluating your actual income and expenses. But yeah, in short, you could live in Bilbao for less.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been amazing. Wow.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate you letting me in and, you know, and sharing, you know, being an open book. So thank you so much. Guys, and so if you want to see more videos like this, I recently made a similar video with a Canadian couple, Debbie and Kevin, who have moved to Nerja in southern Spain, in beautiful Andalusia. That video is appearing up here. They took me line by line through their budget to see what their cost of living is in southern Spain, and also took me on a tour through their beautiful home. Also, remember, I've got that upcoming free webinar about buying your dream home in Valencia, which I think is going to be super helpful, even if you don't want to move to Valencia, just to help you start to learn about moving to Spain. So head to spainrevealed.com/webinar. The link's down below, and we'll see you in the webinar, or we'll see you in Spain soon. All right, guys, ciao.